Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I easily peel ginger. This is something that I get asked about quite often. So let's just get right into it. The first thing that I do when I want to peel ginger is I use the edge of a spoon. And it doesn't really matter what kind of spoon, but you are going to use the edge of it to kind of scrape away the skin of the ginger. What you're looking for is you don't want to go too deep with the scraping, just enough to remove the brown outer layer so you can see some of that green. Now, it's important that you don't try to peel your ginger like you would an apple or a potato. You'll end up making cuts in the ginger and getting way too close to removing the heart of the ginger. And then you're just left with this mushy mess. So once I've gone around the whole ginger, you can see here where I scraped with the spoon. Then I'm going to start to peel. I always start at the top and I peel down towards the bottom of the ginger because I find I have more control that way. But you also could start at the bottom and work your way up. It's just whatever feels more natural to you. And you can see here the skin starts coming off really easily and quickly. Now, there are two things that are really important when you're peeling ginger. One is that you make sure that your ginger is fresh. You want to have firm ginger. The fresher and firmer the ginger, the easier it's going to be to peel. If you have older ginger, it gets softer and it's going to be much harder to peel. Also, if your ginger isn't super fresh, it might be time to just toss it and get some new ginger. When I buy ginger, I look for the ones that feel the firmest. I squeeze them gently with my hand. If they feel a little squishy, I know that they aren't fresh and firm. But when I find one that feels nice and firm, I know that it's gonna be good to peel and good to use in whatever recipe I'm making. Once you get down to the bottom of your ginger, you can flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. As you're peeling, you can see the brown skin coming off and you're getting down to this beautiful green color. And remember, you're not trying to take all of the skin off. You just want to get off that really tough, hard outer layer, just the brown part. And I know some of you might be wondering why I'm not using a vegetable peeler. Well, I have tried using a vegetable peeler on ginger, and it just doesn't work well. It's not sharp enough to get through that tough outer layer of the ginger. You probably need one of those fancy cheese peelers to actually get through that outer skin of the ginger. But honestly, by the time you're done with the peeler, it's going to be completely dull. So I highly recommend just using the spoon and your fingers. Now, if you find that the skin isn't coming off easily, it could be because your ginger isn't fresh enough. Or another trick that I love to do is rotate the ginger. And it doesn't really matter how you rotate it, just rotate it. Sometimes you can see there are these little indentations on the outside of the ginger. Those are actually from where the leaves of the ginger were attached to the plant. And sometimes those leaves can make it harder to peel the ginger. So rotating it will help you get all of the nooks and crannies of the ginger. You can see even here where there are little holes in the ginger. Those are from where the roots of the ginger were attached to the plant. So again, rotating it is just going to help you make sure you get all of those nooks and crannies out. If you still can't seem to get the skin to come off the ginger, another trick that I like to do is I'll soak the ginger in water for about 2 or 3 minutes. I just put it in a bowl, cover it with some water, let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes. Then dry the ginger off, start to peel it, and it should come off much more easily. After you've successfully peeled your ginger, you want to store it properly so that it stays nice and fresh. All you need to do is wrap it tightly in some plastic wrap and then place it in your fridge. It's going to last for weeks. Just make sure that it's wrapped tightly. The air will eventually cause the ginger to dry out and become old and shriveled. So you just want to keep it wrapped tightly to make sure it stays nice and fresh. And if you're wondering how long your ginger is going to last, it really depends on how you store it. If you have it wrapped tightly, and it's in your refrigerator, it's going to last for weeks. The only way to tell if your ginger is still good is if you cut into it. and it looks and smells okay. If it looks and smells good, it's good to eat. But if you leave it unwrapped or you have it in a plastic bag, it's going to dry out and it's not going to last nearly as long. So make sure it's wrapped tightly in plastic wrap and you'll be able to use it for weeks. And now that you know how to easily peel ginger, let me know what recipes you're going to try it in. I love seeing what you guys make. So please tag me on social media. I also love when you guys share my videos. Sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.